Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome back. We got two verses we are going to look at today as we're walking through the scriptures. The first one is Proverbs 21:9. Better to live in the corner of a rooftop than in the house with a quarrelsome wife. The second verse is Proverbs 31:10. An excellent wife is more precious than jewels. Every one of us is married to a diamond in the rough. And guys, you only get one chance to carve something beautiful out of that diamond. So we're going to look at this in two different ways. The first thing I want you to see out of this is I want you to ask the question, who do you want your wife to be 30 years from now? And how about your kids? Who do you want them to be? Now guys, it's up to you to move them in that direction. If you want your kids to be smart, start reading to them early. Read to them even before they're born. Read to them every day after day after day. Just simply reading to your kids is one of the very best things you can do to help them to become the people you want them to be 30 years from now. And if you're not already, one of the things you need to be reading to them is the Bible. Read it to them every day. Get a Jesus Storybook Bible and read to your little kids. Move up in Bibles as they move up in age. Go back when they start reading on their own and make them begin reading the Jesus Storybook Bible to you. But make your kids read to you. Read to your kids. Make that a common habit of every day in your house. The second thing you need to know about kids is they will become who you constantly tell them they are. So if you're always telling your kids about their failures and their faults and the things that they do wrong, they're going to gravitate that way. But if you will constantly tell them about how great they are and amazing they are and compliment them for the things that they do, no matter how small, but you reward the effort, they will gradually move in that direction also. The second thought I have for you today is this. When I was in college, you could tell the underclassmen girls from the upperclassmen girls pretty easy. See, the underclassmen came to class with their hair and their curls and their makeup all done, and they were wearing really good clothes, trying to impress everybody. The upperclassmen came to class in their pajamas, quite honestly, wearing baseball caps and t-shirts, and they just didn't care. They had given up trying to impress anyone. I'm guessing the same might be true in your marriage. When you were dating, you were probably putting on your best clothes, you were spraying smellies on, you were brushing your teeth extra good, combing your hair, keeping your hair cut. You were taking care of yourself, trying to convince this woman that you married that you were worthy of her marrying. But after we've been married a while, we start kissing without brushing our teeth. We fart under the covers at night. We do kind of stupid stuff, and we quit wooing the girls that we love. So this week, I want to challenge you to go back to treating your wife the way you were when you were dating. Maybe even better. Open the car door for her. Take out the trash. Put on some smellies. Get a haircut. Dress a little nicer than you have been. Serve your wife. When she's in the kitchen cooking, rather than sitting in the other room in your recliner or working, maybe go in there and do dishes alongside of her. Spend time with her. Remind this girl just how lucky she is. Because I got to tell you guys, your wife will either be married to the man of her dreams or the man of her nightmares. And either way, that's you. Your wife only gets one life. Are you going to make it the very best life for her? Or are you going to make it drudgery and regrets? I hope, guys, that you're going to choose to make your wife's life the best life ever. One of the things I've challenged you to pray many times before is to take your wife's hand every day, maybe even get out on a knee, I don't know, and pray this over her. Lord, let this be the best year ever from my wife's perspective. Can you imagine if your wife looked back at the end of the year and said, hey, for all the highs and lows, the good times and the bad, the things that went right and the things that went wrong, I think this was the best year of my life. Why wouldn't you want that for your wife? So men, let's raise the standard this week. Let's become the kind of man that our wife wants to be married to. Let's become the kind of servant that God looks down and says, that's what I expect my son to be like. Let's become the kind of role model that our kids look up to and say, man, dad is always positive. He's always loving on mom. He's always talking about the good things, and he calls the good things out of us. Men, let's raise the standard this week. An excellent wife is more precious than jewels. The same could be said for a husband. And better to live on the corner of a roof than in the house of a contentious woman. But guys, the same could be said of us. Your wife might feel like sometimes she'd rather live on the corner of a roof than in the house with a contentious and quarrelsome husband. Don't be that husband. Love your wife, lift her up, speak life into her and your kids, and help them to become who God made them to be. I love you guys. Have a wonderful week. God bless you.